Hello friends and fiends, it's Armstrong here from Other Miniatures, and today I'm planning to build a mobile home. Yeah, I know that the subject was trailers, but technically it is a trailer. Yeah, so I started already on it. As you can see, I cut out the shape of the house, and I added some L shape, this kind of what do you call it, plastic beam, around. Then I cut a 4 centimeter wide plastic card strip. Why I choose 4 centimeters wide? Because your usual car is 3 centimeters wide, and whenever I was looking at the pictures, those houses were always a little bit wider than the car. Yeah, so I decided to do that. As you can see, I already marked, this is the bottom of the car, and I marked where I want to start wrapping this plastic around it. Yeah, so we need to start from that, and let's go. Now, as you can see, my original idea completely failed. Trying to wrap it around, it just turned out crooked as hell. So, new idea, new approach. Let's see if that's gonna work. I got myself 2 spacers, 4 centimeters each. I'm gonna glue them inside, and then we're gonna use like a smaller pieces to wrap it all around. So yeah, I'm experimenting here because I have the initial idea which failed spectacularly, to be honest. I like the wood, so let's use it. Yeah, and hopefully this gonna be somewhat better. Yeah, I always have problem with making straight stuff. Yeah, it's just so what we're gonna do, instead of super glue, I'm gonna use a plastic glue in here, which is gonna allow me to wiggle that stuff around. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to visually adjust it to be somewhat equal. That's why I'm using the cutting mat as a tool. I don't know, it looks like it is straight. So yeah, now we're gonna be using a smaller pieces to fill up all of the gaps. We're gonna be using different pieces of plastic card, but because I used a plastic glue, I need to give it about a minute or 5 or 10 to dry and hold better. But it seems to be straight, yeah. So I'm gonna be back in a few. Okay, so now the desk look more like a disaster. And as you can see, I cut out a skirting for one side, yeah, and shaped it roughly. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of shaping later on with the file, but we have one side, so let's just add tiny bit of super glue here, not too much, yeah, just, you know, just enough to cover the entire plate. And then try to squeeze it without drowning everything in super glue like I just did. Alright, just take a napkin and clean it a little bit. So here one side, as you can see, this is a wood pattern, which I think would be nice on one side. Then for the other side I have this kind of a brick pattern. I want to do it on half of the trailer. Oh, okay, I just ran out of super glue, so much, and we need more. But I was ready for that today, for a change. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay. I probably should use the plastic glue for that stuff, but I'm impatient. I want to finish this before I'm gonna go to sleep and post it before I'm gonna go to sleep. So, you know, I have lofty ideas today. Okay, so we have this, and now we need to make one from this. Yeah, I wanted to glue the other one beforehand because I suck at doing this stuff in, like, you know, pieces. So I just use a clamp to have a better grip on this, and just a pencil. Of course there is a blob of super glue in here, and I'm just going around it. Yep. Alright, there we go, that's the shape that we need. So first thing first, we need this, and we're gonna be cutting on the inside of this line. And then we're gonna cut this line roughly. You know, I buy those plates and then I use them rarely, and it's time to start using them. And this, I cannot see the line that I draw. I'm just gonna glue it, and then we can clear it up with the file and of course the clippers, or you know, the knife. So that's not a biggie. So we have this in here, and where are my clippers? I have them here, so I can clean this up. This a little bit. Alright. And like that. Clippers are handy, but they don't leave very nice crisp lines, so that's my problem. And now I have roof tiles, yeah? I'm really going ham on all of those plates because, like I said, I buy them, I never use them. So I want to make all of the possible textures on this plate. Okay, so we need to cut it in here. So just gonna take this. I don't really need to hold it, so I know it's roughly here. It's not gonna be perfect, but you know, nothing in Gaslands is perfect for me. Well, besides the imperfections, because imperfections in Gaslands are perfect. Yeah, so this is a roof tile. Of course, it should work on the slanted roof, but I don't have slanted roof. So it's just gonna go in here. It's just gonna look nice. Yeah? It's gonna be pretending that maybe it's a little bit tilted, but it isn't. So, super glue. And my mess ups now works like a support, which is nice. And Shazam. There we go. That's the beginning of our lovely box. Now I need to make this curve. And that's gonna be probably the biggest nightmare of this entire build. It would be a better idea to actually glue it in at the beginning in here, then just bend it and cut it to this shape. Okay, I just need to clean this green one because it's sticking out a little bit. Feels a little bit better, but not perfect. Let's just... Yeah, this one is a big construction episode. I was avoiding construction videos for a while now. And let's just go glue it in here, wait for a second and then wrap it around and then cut it to size. That's the main idea here. Alright, so gloop and gloop. And the same gonna happen on this side, yeah? I'm just gonna cut it because this is gonna be a little bit of a finicky thing and I'm gonna mess it up on the video. So I'm gonna be right back after I have this wrapped around. So I managed to finally cover this and the bottom as well, and as you can see I draw a couple of lines on the bottom. This is for the wheels. So I don't want this to be sitting, you know, high. I'm gonna actually glue the wheels to the siding itself. On this side it's gonna be a little uneven, but you know, that's not a big issue. And what I just was looking at the pictures, you know, and I see that they are 2 and 3 wheels and examples of this, or you know, wheelless, and I still want to have wheels. So yeah, so let's just get those wheels added. I probably should get a little bit bigger wheels, but I'm not really willing to print them right today. I have no time. It is already after 8 o'clock in the evening, so I have a very limited amount of time to finish this video. Now, here, how did I glue it? It's not gonna be very even. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of sanding to have them even, but whatever. And here, a little bit higher, like that. And next one, that's the one that's gonna be a little bit on the wibbly wobbly side. And wheel number 3. I know that on the pictures which I was looking at, the wheels was actually much closer together, but for my needs it's actually standing. So Yay, happy. So now I want the window, of course, because it is post-apocalypse. It needs to be armored, so I have this for a window. Of course, this is the same siding that I use on the other side, but yep. There we go. So we have another window, and I cannot go without this. You know, every single build have to have some of this plating in it. I'm running out actually. I have like, this is probably one of the last pieces that I own. So I need to order some more. Okay, and we're gonna make another window in here, which gonna be covered with this. Yeah, again, post-apocalypse. Sorry, it is actually apocalypse, if you are thinking about that, because it is not post. The apocalypse is still happening. There we go, and doors. We probably need to make some sort of a doors. Just a flat plastic art, I guess. That's what I think. Let's just give it a little bit of a rounding this up. Is it even straight enough? I don't know. Tall enough? 100%. Okay. Okay, so that's my doors. There we go. And now the other side. Like, I was thinking about putting a window in here, but I decided against it. The same with the back. Yeah. Anything else? This side, maybe I'm just gonna cut like those and just put, yeah, that's the idea. So 1, 2, 3, number 4, number 5, this way. Yeah. Okay. And then I can cut them along this little ridge line here. And in here. Okay, that's gonna be my other 2 windows for this caravan. Caravan, mobile home, whatever you want to call it. And it's gonna be the same kind of, you know, iron plating on top of the iron plating, but yeah. Okay. I was thinking about putting stuff on the roof, but I kind of feeling like it is getting overwhelmed with the entire madness that I'm doing in here. So let's just grab some little square rod, and we're gonna just pull that square rod on the bottom, and that's gonna be our hitch. Well, I would probably need to cut into this, because if I put it on the bottom, it's gonna be literally on the ground. So yeah, I need to just make a little hole in here. I'm not ready for this hole. It took me so long to actually build that correctly, and now I'm feeling like I'm messing it up. It's so painful. Okay. It actually turned out easier than I was expecting. Alright, so let's just cut it to size. I don't want it to be too long, so yay much, I guess. Probably should be longer. But if I'm gonna pull it like that, it's gonna be bouncing, so I need longer. Yay much. Okay. Now okay, that's the idea. Let's just give it, that's for the bottom, and then a ring around it. So here we go. And we have our hitch pole or whatever, you know, for the car to pull it. And is it high enough for the car to pull it? Yes, it is. Alright, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes after I have this all painted white, because I ran out of the black primer. Let's start the worst part of the project for me, painting. You know, guys, that I'm not really a good painter or patient painter. So first of all, bricks. I want those to be a very easy orange color. Yes, I'm just using a Fire Giant Orange from Army Painter range, and it works like a charm on the bricks. Yeah. Of course, we know that they are fake bricks, you know, because who would be carrying a full bricks on the caravan? But yeah, it is a nice looking detail. Oh, there is a hair in here. That's the beauty of my house, hairs everywhere. I'm hairy, my dog is hairy, and that's what's happened. Alright, so that's a beautiful orange wall. We're gonna of course let it dry, and maybe we're gonna do some weathering on it, maybe not, we will see. Next thing, we need another color. That roof requires some color, and obviously roof tiles equals red. Yeah, at least that's in my opinion. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of the slaughter red into my painting cup, and I still have a ton of that orange left, so let's just put it all over the place because I need to use it up. And then we're gonna use the slaughter red, and that's just gonna mix together. Of course, another hair. I'm really trying to avoid hairs in my painting today. You can see my fingers. I'm not bleeding, that's paint. The world is against me and want to slow me down. Right, so all of those little Army Painters paints, they really work on those plates, because obviously there is a lot of texture in here to capture. One more drop, I should be fine. And so that's why it works so well. You know, this is basically because all of the text of all of those textures, it is no effort painting, which I enjoy. And that little orange, you know, if I just try to avoid, you can see, you know, that they are different in the colors on the tiles. So if I avoid mixing it in, it's gonna make actually a nice kind of differing roof. Oh my goodness, that ran out very quickly, even though it was full 3 drops of paint. For Army Painter paints, that's a lot. Let's give it 2 more. That should be way too much for this, but we want to saturate it. some cracks in here. I'm just moving this into different angles to see if I missed something. Alright, that's a second paint, and of course I smudged the orange. Let's just grab it and yep, there we go. I'm probably gonna need to wait between the next couple of layers, but what I want to use now is a metallic in broadsword silver. There is a lot of metallics. Those windows are metallic, the rims on the wheels, and all of those little plates in here are metallic as well. So let's just shake it up and drop probably more than I need, but there is a lot of metallic to be painted, so we're gonna keep the wheels as my grip points at the moment and just that's gonna be, you know, I'm gonna have to fix it later on. But that's okay. It's just gonna make it more, you know, ragtag, no, I don't know, damaged, messed up, gaslandish. Actually, I'm gonna use probably a couple of washes, so it should be blended in at the end of the day. Alright, so I have this, now we have this window here. Painting the top is quite easy. Then getting the sides done, that's a little bit of a challenge for me. Okay, there we go. Now here. Alright, then here. For a second it looked a little bit bluish when I was painting it. So this paint probably should be painted on a black surface instead of a white one. Because the darker paints you have, the better they look on the darker surface, and the whiter paints you have, the better they look on the white surface, apparently. Yeah, I'm not gonna be preaching that I'm 100% on board with that, but a lot of people say that that's exactly what's going on. And guess what? I didn't put enough paint into my pot. Well, I guess all of those big flat surfaces in here are gonna require a little bit more paint than usually. All right. Now this side. I'm hoping that I'm not gonna screw it up again, but I failed, so yeah. Oh, okay, I make a little bit better tip. And yeah. I'm frustrated with myself right now. That wasn't too bad. A little bit more paint. for the windows and the doors, and this of course gonna be painted in kind of a woody color, but I'm gonna need to wait for a couple of minutes to allow the other paste to dry, so I'm gonna have place to grip this. So there we go. And then the doors. And the plate. Alright, and just the wheel wells. No, wheel hubs, not wells. Because we need to paint the rest of the wheels in black. So there we go. And the other side. It's not that easy being, you know, super cheesy. Oh, there is still white. Yeah, of course. Just my luck. I knew that there's gonna be some white paint trapped in there. Okay, let's leave it like that and give it a couple of minutes to dry. And then we can go with that wood and weathering afterwards. Finally, the paints are somewhat dry, so we can apply the brown and the black. So I have dark wood in here, and I actually took better brush because the other one was, well, annoying. So dark wood, we just paint the usual woody colors. It's actually a very nice brown. And of course, like all of the speed paints, the more you apply, the better contrast it creates. So, yep. I don't really think that I put enough paint in there. Let's just dump some more. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this in the camera and I'm feeling like I'm failing. Usually when you can see everything, I can see barely anything, so. I would have to one day figure out better camera positioning. That's where better brushes coming in handy. I can actually control them. Alright, I think that is a very decent dark wood color. I'm happy with how it turns out. I just want to mask this connection because the white paint is kind of shining through. Alright, there we go. And now we have a black paint. So again, green black from RV Painter. And I can see in here, I messed up twice already with two things, because you see I couldn't see this, so it wasn't covered correctly, and then I put my finger in here, so I gotta clean this up. Alright. And now to this one, we're gonna put some black just to paint our tires. I'm gonna hold it like that. I shouldn't screw up this way. Alright, and now I can flip it. And the inside I can just paint black, doesn't really make a difference. And the edges. Now the other side. Okay, I need to leave it like that, and then we can come back with a little bit of weathering. Now that everything is dry, I haven't broke out those washes in centuries. Well, probably half a year. I have a lot of like different, you know, like blue grays and light gray, but what I'm thinking is that we're gonna go with this dark gray and we're gonna go with the greenish colors. You know, I have in here olive and dark green. The dark green is gonna be for the bottom of the van, and the grays, you know, to go on the top. So let's just mix them up. As you can see, that I haven't used them for a while, they are all covered in dust. And I'm gonna start with this olive green, and I'm not dropping them out, I'm just gonna be taking them out of the bottle and just applying them along the bottom of the car. I'm not gonna go on the bottom, but you know, just showing that maybe, you know, something in here was growing, maybe the entire thing was standing somewhere in the swamp for a while, so there is some kind of green growth around it. Okay, that's enough with this green. Now let's try the dark green. I'm really impatient when it comes to weathering, so don't expect this to be beautiful, but it's gonna be something different. It's all more along the line of like traditional wargaming or modeling weathering than anything that I usually do. So on the brown, the green isn't really showing all that much, but it's an interesting experiment for me. I will leave this like that. Just put those two away and use the dark gray. That's on the other hand for darkening the roof area and recesses around here. It's going to allow me to hide all of the little white spots that I put in, and as well this metallic that I accidentally mixed into the roof. Now just pull it a little bit here as well. So the washes can be easily overdone or underdone. I don't know where the right point to stop is at this stage. But you can see that those are actually working by themselves a lot. Okay, let's give it 10 minutes to dry and Well, like I said, I don't have spin table. I don't know where is my charger, so I will need to just show you this after it dries. So 10 more minutes and then I'm gonna be editing. And here is the final reveal. It is still a little bit wet here and there, but generally the washes did dry off, and they look perfectly as a stains, you know. And yeah, this is my entry to the Diecas Mafia camper, caravan, whatever you want to call it, challenge. Yeah, and that's my mobile home for the wastelands. Yeah, we can attach it to one of the Asian cars. No, we cannot. But you know, my desert buggy could probably, you know, take it with it. I don't think we'd have enough torque to pull it. Yeah, but it's actually much cleaner than I was planning to make it. I was thinking, are they gonna do like, you know, something crazy, but it just worked out different way than I was planning, and I'm happy with it. It's actually very first, you know, camper or whatever you want to call it, that I didn't gaslandify too much. Yeah, those covers for the windows, you know, they would be the only real thing. And of course the hitch is a little bit not there, but you know, I can just put a loop in there and have it being towed by anything. Yeah, or we can put it on the stack for the stack city if we ever gonna build one. Yeah, but that's it. If you like this video, you know what to do. Yeah, and of course go and check everyone else who is participating in this challenge, because I'm hoping that there's gonna be a lot of cool builds. Yeah, in the meantime, everyone have a lovely day and take care. Bye bye.